YouTube, I'm Kirsty, and if you missed NXT UK tonight, I got you. I'm going to make this short and sweet because Sega actually fell asleep like over an hour ago, and you guys know she never sleeps. I don't want to get too excited because it could be like 3:30 in the morning and all of a sudden I'll like hear someone, Mama. You guys know how scary that is? It's probably scarier if you don't have kids, actually. Anyway, first we have Ilya Dragunov versus Ashton Smith. They gave Ashton Smith an intro, so I was like, oh, Ilya's not going to, it's not a squash match, it's cool. He's not going to destroy him. But then as he's walking down the ramp, I think it was Aiden English actually, it said, oh, he has a lot of potential, and I'm like, okay, squash match. So there's some grappling. Ashton runs at Ilya, but he doesn't move. It's like hitting a brick wall. Ilya does a crossbody to Ashton, and it senton. I don't know what it's called. And the captions don't catch it, ever. He jumps on him, is what he does. Ashton gets him down and kicks him, and then puts him in a submission, but Ilya reverses. Ilya picks up Ashton, throws him, slams him so many times. There's a big knee. Picks him up to fireman carry him. Ashton reverses that. Does a fishing German suplex. How this kid had it left in him, I don't know. Covers him. Ilya kicks out. Then Ilya does the Constantine special and the Torpedo Muska. Cover for 3. He wins. Then we had an interview with Zaya Brookside, who said the source of her problems is Jenny, and Jenny hides behind other people. Dazzy! And next week, Zaya and Jenny will be going one-on-one. Then there's a little Nina Samuels vignette at the music festival that I guess is still going on, that NXT UK is still at. But she's like talking to people, walking through the crowd, walking through mud, a lot of mud. Then we had Candy Floss and Toni Storm. I really enjoyed this match. Like, they started with the handshake, and see, there was grapples, a lot of hand and finger manipulation. Finally, Toni takes down Candy. Candy tries to do a submission, but Toni gets out and, like, helps her up off the ground. It was, like, I guess you can't say gentlemanly, but ladylike. Ladylike. That's what you say when it's females. Candy starts to run the ropes, and then Toni, like, you know if someone's running the ropes and the other person, like, falls to the ground so they won't get, you know, like, armed. Sorry, I'm so tired. Okay, well, Toni drops down to the ground. Candy jumps over her and lays on the ground right next to her like this. So then Toni gets up, goes to the other side of her, and goes like this. You can't see my feet, but they're wiggling like that. Candy grabs Toni's arm. Toni gets away, does a hip toss, pulls her up with a headlock, but Candy gets out. And Toni looks at her and says, I like you. Candy does some more of her hand manipulation to Toni, and then Toni just punches her. An uppercut. Candy's still somehow able to roll up and cover Toni, but there's a kick out. Candy tries to pull Toni away from the ropes, but Toni's hanging on to them, so Candy punches her in the mouth. Toni kicks Candy in the face, covers, kick out. Candy immediately rolls her up, kick out. Then Toni does the clothesline, a Storm Zero, covers for 3, Toni wins. So, you know, Toni's music's playing, she's holding up her title, Candy's walking up the ramp. Then Kaylee Ray comes like an RKO out of nowhere and just, like, knocks out Candy. And so Toni starts to run after her, Kaylee Ray runs away. So Toni, like, tends to Candy because she's very ladylike, while the crowd chants, Toni's gonna kill you. Then there's a promo of Ligero saying he needs to stop his losing streak, but he knows he can because there's always hope. Trent Seven comes to the ring and talks about Tyler Bate, that he's injured and hospitalized. Because, okay, remember last week when Imperium came out and they handcuffed Trent Seven to the ring post? I'm trying not to yawn in y'all's face because that's rude. They handcuffed him to the ring post, and then they just, like, beat the snot out of Tyler Bate, like, while Trent Seven was handcuffed and couldn't do anything. Okay, well, Trent Seven says, yeah, he's still hospitalized. He's, I'm still here. I'm coming for Walter, and this will be for Tyler Bate, for Pete Dunne, for the Trent Seven Army. This will be for us. And everybody cheers. Then a little promo of Andrew saying he's going to prove to Cassius Ohno that he deserves to be here, and they will be main eventing next week. Tonight's main event, ladies and gentlemen, is The Hunt and Dave Mastiff versus Gallus in a 6-man tag. After the bell, they all 6 just beat on each other. I don't understand the rules to UK tag matches, I don't think. Because I get so lost. Like, why is he here? But that guy, I don't know. Anyway, Gallus gets thrown out of the ring. They have a little huddle and they regroup. Wild Boar and Mark Coffey decide they're going to be the first 2. Boar immediately tags to Primate, who picks up Boar and throws him on Mark. Mark does a chop to Primate and tags Wolfgang. Wolfgang immediately starts stomping Primate, beats Primate into the turnbuckle, yells at the ref, pulls Primate by the beard, man. Then tags Joe Coffey. Wolfgang holds Primate while Joe punches his midsection. Joe puts Primate in holds to keep him away from his corner. Then a tag to Mark. Mark starts to beat on Primate, but Primate does a big kick and a clothesline to Mark. Primate then is able to go to his corner. He tags Wild Boar, who jumps on Mark's back with his back and then throws him into the turnbuckle. Mark does a choke slam to Wild Boar and then tags Wolfgang. Wolfgang throws Boar into the turnbuckle and tags Joe. Like Gallus, they tag super quickly. Joe slams Boar into the turnbuckle and punches him. Wild Boar starts to come back with forearms, but Joe does a spine buster. Joe squeezes Boar. I guess a bear hug is what is just squeezing. After some headbutts, he gets free and goes after Gallus's ringside. Like, even the announcers were yelling, it's late here. People are asleep, so I couldn't yell, but I was like, what are you doing? Why don't you go tag another man instead of going for the Gallus corner? You don't need to get those ringside punks right now. But he did. He went after Gallus's ringside. So then Gallus kind of just kept him stuck there. They were just tagging each other every 2 seconds, keeping him locked in the turnbuckle, beating on him. Joe finally power slams Wild Boar, cover, kick out. Joe does another bear hug to Boar. Wild Boar scratches up his face, so Joe throws him, takes out Primate on ringside, goes back and tags to Mark. Wild Boar does a suplex to Mark and then tags to Mastiff. Finally, Dave Mastiff is getting in on this. That man is a beast. Mastiff does the belly-to-belly, German suplexes, slams every single Gallus member until Mark kicks him. Then Mark tags Joe, Mastiff slams him, covers him, Wolfgang breaks it up. Mastiff dominates Gallus because for some reason all 3 Gallus members are in the ring with Mastiff. So he picks up Mark, rolls him on... Like, he picks him up. Wolfgang's laying on the ground. And then, I don't know, he does this thing where, like, in the air, but they both roll over. Wolfgang? Never seen anything like it. Joe's able to power slam Mastiff, but Mastiff goes ham on the Coffee Brothers. Gets both of them in a corner. I know the way he got Joe was with the headbutt. So Joe and Mark are both laying in the corner on the ground. So Mastiff does a cannonball. I don't know if he calls it a cannonball, but the cannonball, except Joe gets out of the right way, so Mark takes it. So then Mark rolls out of the ring this side, but Wolfgang's over here and Joe's over here. So the Hunt flies, takes them out. Primate goes to the top rope on this turnbuckle, but Wild Boar on this turnbuckle is the legal man. Wolfgang pushes Wild Boar off the turnbuckle. Primate does a flying headbutt to Mark, but he is not legal. So Wolfgang throws Primate out. Mark gets his senses enough to realize Wild Boar is the legal man. He does a whole bunch of huge forearms, covers for 3. Gallus wins. And that was NXT UK tonight. Thank you guys so much for bearing with me. I'm sorry, I know that was a very slow one. But I didn't want to have like a million notifications for you guys tomorrow. So I think the only wrestling video I'm doing tomorrow is NXT. And NXT is literally my favorite WWE show. So I'm like super stoked for it. That's why I keep it last. So it's like the one I most look forward to, even though I love it all. And then I'm going to do a couple Love Islands and probably Big Brother. So you may get some more notifications tomorrow. I'm sorry about all that. I'm trying to keep everybody happy. Thank you so much to all my new subscribers. Y'all are awesome. My old subscribers, if you're with me, I love you. I love you. If you're looking for a podcast, you already know Beyond Serious, Not Safe for Work. Twitter, always _KIRSTIE. And as Joel McHale used to say, I watch it so you don't have to. Good night and goodbye. Mwah.